We got you ping using tin core ku amugal. So okay, let's play more music. You would die, will call die. Then one of them will join soon. It's your dog who go. Okay, music what you which are cut. Yen we call Kien die. We are the tea channing the way ping. Get on the comment or like. we koi die ku ya kan ping kran lo comment or lu gre lu like go ting lu gre like we koi die ke tam gu benang tin gar ke ping nan ya ga ping. Can someone write something nan piang again, please? I think I'm keeping. Get on to get a kitty. Okay, thank you. Deng Luang. Yen Deng Luang nun yen ba gede ba lu click link un chat yin ku bu gede bu cho da ben go. Aywa an ping som jalo ga ja music ba ja yu ja ta ba yi ja ti Deng Luang. Okay, you ping yan ko. You what did Deng Luang nun we viewers what we go? Deng Luang will join me on Conan Hot Talk Show. Deng Luang try to join in. Sudan, Jungale, and Mumbai, and that's what. And one Sudan, take it and Mumbai, and that's what. And one Sudan, take it and Mumbai, and that's what. And one Sudan, Jungale, and Mumbai, and that's what. And one Sudan, Jungale. Đừng lo lắng chuyện thiên qua quay. Okay. I'm trying to add you there. Quay yung in log bây giờ. Okay. Just give me a second. Oh, yep, ding. Ding luôn. Ding luôn cũng được. So. Karena ding luôn yung chang cái đấy you. Viewers, you would it in. I'm trying to add ding. Ding luôn. Ding lu baping. Wallahi. Okay, could I hear my koi die? Ding luôn là koi ya có be on the screen but I cannot. Okay. But I have think of your reading ball. In your cover on the screen, but it does not show. Aja kui why in here. That's me. Oh, okay. At two screen, that's good. Inch I think. So I don't know. Okay, cool. I have think wobble thing, but inch I think. Then inch I think on my screen. I can see on the studio, but inch you been on good identity. So I'm not sure why. Yuki hang on. Talk. Okay. Then inch I ping. I cannot hear you at all. So maybe Barik Jal ku Barbentin again. Then well, I cannot hear you. Barate Majal ku Baben. Yes, it's in Babaladu. I'm not sure why. Okay, certain. Yes. Koida, you will hang on. Let's try to fix this. Yimba nyai deng baba bentin. Okay, deng lo ala chich ba jal. Baba ben. So trying to see why. Okay, let's see. Deng ben. You will die, we quite die. Warning a bit of technical issues. Deng lu join, but I cannot hear KLL. Quite chai finger. Okay, Kati deng. More music. Yeah, na name with technical issue, but then ke ikabudia cancel. Aywa deng luat. Aywa yi ja bendeng. Pingen. Your sound cha chiroping. Um inji ben et sound ga lew inja ping. Check your volume maybe. No volume, no sound. Ngor ga chin sound akwa yung. Ale bu jal bu ba bentin again. Chin sound I cannot hear you. Let me check what's going on here. Mark, what is it? Yeah, deng incha ping at all. Akwe viewer ya deng ping. Gara tok ping ni. Deng jam. Oh, ngor gichin sound. Okay. Mamar deng kara ya deng lual ya ping te. Yen aba thiuk deng lual kubaba liu. Can yeah. Maybe nang the way we fix what the problem is. Yeah. Let me close it. Chuba lu in by java chol again. So the viewers, there's some issues with sound. you know when you work they have venting which I think so setting I think good yeah. Ma mer ya ping ya wala kin san work bin this is weird. Okay then hopefully I why I can job ya yes now I'm jobbing
Oh wow, okay.
check
All
okay
right.
you must lawyer
Maybe Jieng near it though.
okay
Mm,
yeah in the one
maybe.
welcome to the show Conman Hot Talk show we
Good
quite
man.
die my late watching a bit of technical issues but finally it's not resolved yen yin ding lual wo bit lo show it can ping through quite a bit of questions we will go through we quite diving rami jam din ding lual bi jam about topping chag ting to go den ten and the questions bagaya na le ku ka bi ber kiti ye tiengen opinion de kiti ting so a chi ladum bran bir convince war ki lok ni yin yen lum ki chi lok ni yin ke wan hele ke jam den ku yen a kinene ko e bi ke expose a general information ga be den ben jam yin den lo alim ba kon yen ngi dini actual ice breaker chan bay kon be on board yimro kon welo ma bu ja be lo loy dai bu ja ben jam about this topic.
Yeah, thank you, Conman. And could you love you as command? Which I come up, which I can tuning in. Kwa yin pingan zere
Yeah,
much to jaman zere.
you good man.
Sounds good. Yeah, let firstly, Tonran Chin Conman and yeah, sometimes koi koka lebe koi koka ti why and initiatives chika ka bagaben be kulel ke talk shows because a lot. To be honest, some of the talk shows I very critical. We need them, and tar can whereby things are actually digital and in that platform could forum the big issues because I discuss as long as like professionally and think going coach and your talk show may sounds political because in a lot of hard talk lot much kind of hard talk the BBC go hard talks the maybe CNN or maybe Al Jazeera oh, this is political or maybe a very already did che but then in che journalist but you want to that platform chicken one can call but by to could be a platform the community members could you could ben because are discussing issues responsibly and to the topic it's necessary by a journalist could by kachika carlo so none of us are an expert in this field and kuka pia your forum I've watched a few forums Jack hosted ever since you started and yes I had talk because it could be ning issues ko chile because ya jam like chimene ke chabe ni achine and chol gonna anche expert in completely anche any knowledge about sexual education specifically as such but then because opinions there that I are cutting across and kutadari and chine and considered the way kulala okay so and it's an introduction dito and then well and ko be jamatin ko members ke community ko na activism lo road can get some time ko do shy away to say an activist and for me I am na hera an chero chole ya che ke deken but I am le balwel ke khajantin and opinions can bakalol as an activist, and kai my I will kia will karander kuka get beka treated kayakaki. Not an expert though. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, in the introduction to Chaloy, kwa chao ping web viewers. Deng lual kabigalwel our opinion ke yeto. Achinen leadership jam in about achinan jam on behalf. 30 year tinke leadership who are affected in our communities, especially on sexual assault. Ka benga jamtin. Yin deng lual. Lu ko ga ga lo yung yin deng yin ben. Yeri cho bin yar neng perspective from female beto. But because of that, we learned that Kirabelle Venera to be ready for now. But in the future, Ekal Benang Koiko win can be a balance, nine different views, so Ian by acting again, I can't talk there. So there will be another time to be under from female perspective about when or can we present it. Near cool. Ian, you know, big advocate for girl empowerment or women in general. Ku topic ne aya tinga ne katan nyir ku ya in general ben. So kana nyare en kan bai ti to ko ko. Question paying in bani ti to yinde. Sexual assault is a very sensitive issue in our communities. A very sensitive kene jam about. What chiro doi loy what in the west as well. What top is ongoing issue. Che kipo. Lakin na ngi chiro ger ne yerune or ni run dieng war chilo. Mara rune in particular. Yen kwaja chia jam more about this issue in 2020. Yung chiro war chen ye ja nyar chan ja diere je rune in this sexual assault from the victims.
Well, look, Conman, yeah, thank you. Question to put across. I know topic is very, very delicate, and people may have divided opinions or maybe expertise with regards to sexual assaults or your sexual education generally. And okay, we've been in anyway, but my own opinion, Baluel, and what I think maybe a right or a chair right. Okay, what is happening right now, and I have to acknowledge that the fact that people are coming out to express their anger, express their experiences, are very great, and voices out there, I sugar call because in vain, or just take them literally. Like I call perhaps an inclusive force for now because I'm speaking out. The fact remains that this has been an issue in the community and where we are. But then Kichi and Joyce Park now, why in 2020 a little bit and why exactly China 2020? I mean, don't know exactly why in 2020 and Jam got about it, and this is something that has been there before. Others are even talking of about 10 years, 15 years, they've had these experiences, they haven't shared and all this. But I think maybe I got to accept the fact that, okay, maybe if Nigerians are finding it so comfortable to open up and talk about it, whether in 2020 man ke yeneke core buku long ke more important rather than why back then already did 2020. And if 2020 so convenient to talk about sexual assaults for the last 10 years or whatever experiences they have heard, but let's take it that way. So yes, at Japan and people have begun to express their experiences chikayo and what they feel about some think that actually are relieved now, maybe for sharing their stories, but some are intention, and this is what I would say exactly. Some they are doing this intentionally to perhaps even encourage the community to commence, like begin conversation around this issue. So I think reason now because should people start conversation around this issue, it would, and of course probably it would, other chances of maybe other sexual assaults and other young women who might go through this somehow experience now in the past, and therefore I think it's it's important, this conversation actually so firstly, I feel so sorry for the victims, and I feel that and genuine reasons to come out actually and share their experiences, bigger community, bigger encouraged to because that it is a crime, and kukachi good we are continuing, and it has to be stopped. It doesn't have to be encouraged. So yes, my first statement is that I acknowledge the fact that this conversation is goal in the community, and we will love it to keep going. Let them share their experiences, their stories, book loan to learn out of going forward.
Yen de lo an challenge your responses. Yen an comment to be alwala yen try ba jam to Jieng a lot more. Chana go nan koi nguen kwon ko ku ping te ko yen. So can one of the comments here koi lwel ne. Yen wo lu move on. Yen yerune 2020 someone channel lwel nang number of girls are coming out publicly. Quite confess about what kichiran hold over a long period of time, either ke yin ki affected personally or ran ki affected. Kujia talking yen ki jaw gumerun given. But the money ki ben be. So the question is this move ki nyir ki loy? Yeah, uplifting or damaging to the past and present victims of sexual assault?
Well, firstly, acknowledging the fact that this issue can be critical and people need to open up. Issue can because jam week about it, because in the past now. So that fact that you call book nyai call book long number one talk baby chineng that courage okay what can I call because jam thing. So yes, I take it positive, because it opens up conversation. Broad sexual assault can ye teaching yeri and menya young. It can happen because culturally to be within can we know ye can you menya young. And I menya in chitai in real young. But panto within mentor menya ye really young di. And I think kaka conversation kaka baby tong book well be na well menya and young the molested there not just touching any issue by it to yin menya white romantic to be no white thing because it's putting man how to got Jieng anyway let's see Jieng and there is that exposure body exposure and by it and kuira and kuyo rated it especially to top body the thing katin kalo like ran kana chakoyo and legally a sexual assault by it so a conversation kana yen pia kana really young kango ko be community can around it because na iran yo man ya ba wo minun to chen thin let ke maybe let's check or maybe let's cockpit go pa yakdo nyoti ku yo ka ju ko to tonyin thin nanwen ka ba it na a ko accuse a conversation here that I liab that okay na chukulo ne Hancock chest safe or Hancock lebika walk exposed to any like Hancock lebika lebi men akadoja exposed to any potential sexual assaults yeke hanchingo like too many stories chuke pinga chimil ke shared koi koka yeke lwel walai kojai lo ben the man chi parents to buy all this but koi koka ken jamia there scenarios whereby unity are involved and I encourage people to get honest here. If now you lose assaulted when you are completely wasted, which is okay. It is okay to get drunk. It is okay if not chato under drugs could lure and lose assaulted. Okay. By it and you lose assaulted because you were drunk. Okay. Kuka because in are confused, you do not know what you're doing. Can in a law to cover you. And ku out there koi ko ka che ke belu circumstances ke lui correct or maybe she sexually assaulted, but I will okay this happened to me, but circumstances that led to that assault ke ka che ke belu, and therefore I encourage stories would be now yes and real stories. But unfortunately, and I got to be clear with this, even if you're very controversial, there may be, get me right here, there may be stories that doesn't make sense at all. You know, I can just take that dispute because koi koka libeke anger, koi koka libeke kaken chike nga libeke use just to score some, you know, some points with regards to this issue. Like main victims, like a suppressed because their stories are blocked by maybe a teaching a garden or a teaching a wow thing. I Chabana barrier the common KN, you cook by a cut short that I break it down. But yes, Kichikan Bayakan, a conversation in a car be encouraged booking homosexual assault. Na yet one to by what young buku regarded as sexual assault. Manchu ben panika wajad can young panika wajad or Western world young buku regarded as sexual assault. You can only brand our problem met yamo can. And I think in AMP ben bigger midkaya a book leonim that okay, you almost like just rapping, just having unconcerned sex can rana consenting to. But koge longer child by and sexual assault we need to read, we need to listen to experts who kako buke pinya butimiti chike kai stories can share as well. We get to understand them that yomuke yega ko bakle can. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, and then well, late for your response. Yen one pana junub Sudan. Daman there, maybe man warin neng warin ko to wori. Kutoka je bay ko ja jam kulela yen remti ne ro wir. Weti a nyira ga wir ay wori ke weti ne ki jingla weti a chila rwan. So abin nyir lo yoga chinin big unnecessary act big loy ikake akage ro loy community angi ke community da ku ka che ke le yene ya ay lum ke something ke joke tong mi ke ye loy kangi ko di re kana loy ro mi da wir le men ko te men ko te wir e men ko te che la rwan den ko te lo dom ko chin ke loy en chi lum ji bena ta ben ko gire we just keep on going ya yeah na jay question in ka ba jati man why in our culture you're not putting that real top issue you know under the carpet culture that way for a long time he neglected in this issue you under the carpet there is this issue at all ikini yung level ko dai ku ko wala ping ku way culture that you are too ignorant ka chirka getting wala yung loro.
Yeah, again, thank you, Komen. And conversation that can happen now. You need and given you come from medical background, you need around Panakim, Kupanakim, Chen Jamisia, see more and okay, our viewers should know this. Can you jamele more specifically? The Jieng they are being abided by hand as it is, and again, this is what hard talk is. So I know they may find it quite why you know I can delay with support no a chain ka kor kana ku ka chain ka meaning hard talk ku kuran jam dere ra bo pana kim ke jo ba kon ba tian ko community kana liu ka balwela king culture da achirat kachi culture da kachi pure work with regards to sexual education. Achirat. The only problem is I contradictory to the modern cultures. Key choice sex, key choice toy one to walk by. A conversation ye man much or man yakor kin tie yen Latin. Now, a good to coach it here as well. I check a la jam about it. No. Why? Because a chelom, I wouldn't regard it as taboo, but a chelom ke culture yen to chu ithieda, kurieuda, kuchiangda, into chu katatin. Can I menya? Eka lom gulwela kai na mintong lay and dirka gola be protected. Diara eka goal immediately the very first day be a tinga menya cheneng period be a tinga che ke na daman chen kwai kalasa ka dom ku wiki Jieng. One. Ke yeting it in get ben tongine. Achie kraj. Dolom ke kraj. Etong the man ran betoken yin ku ke ka ye ke lo ye ko ke lo twen ke ka ye ke dit ku ke ka ye ke ko bay. Therefore luel lekin akor barer aput daman bi mun bi tiang ya ke to ke mon je kon thio ke nin kana chi pie je ko nim ka chi lon ko nim wan there awan chang dai wo Jieng a chi yo ke very easy ba men mo ba do yo ke to ke men nya a chi yo ke very easy ba men nya ba do to ke men mo now ka yo bentin akin because sex a checking iko ko check yo do jam baren ke men mo zaro gor yo to go len to men nya men zaro gor yo zaro na ting mo jere or go mo chatting zaro ko kon karien. And that is why na tiko wan pandan monjang kemen mo kuman nyaka jemke because I assumed, of which I true, none of them to connect sex. I true culturally. So or na lu assume okay because man mo tapel nyen kung benta den into den chen ngen yo tin ka man nyaka lom purely aken koloy. Jo culture red je bentin. Culture Arab virginity kadang ko lu celebrate ko kabi man nya you know video late because it can to show the world that it can confirm general kung adia ben ke ka kaning kawan ke jo ben ganangi malaya kung ben be jo prove that okay ne man nya go chiman chi tia ga chran ko ron kan ya rapping te en ben tinakin wana ton walk I wouldn't call it a culture, but because sex I check you could well there come qua man to accept benang sex can much a good check a gok I minimum I think I can check jam that about it because jam about it can yaka reapio or ka care ku gel tong react canting so can a keroloy aka kerolo one there a good chatting scenarios and scenarios chi man thiak a mundan thiak officially, but they find it hard to have sex. Why? Because a fear inflicted. Okay, because they've been told kana a check support so none of them are check experience. So they find it quite hard to do it. So one thing could you jolloy? Man go can man much ku nale ben issue regarding sex ke acceptance chances are very minimal very minimal so ke loy one ruthi might engage in okay in a scenario to accept that and most of kake you got your rapping were existing kake asexual sex with it could have been a forced sex but with an intention of marriage. Kai sex kay rolo kay forceful. Ko sex deri rolo ya der ke
babertin kan kya ko bu ba ja nyen den e kien community yen kin there's an issue ko chi lu address so in ji ko ka jaga lu cause can I che ai ko che ko bi a jam tin long anything sex related cultural war che ni jam tin so but yung yen ngi yen ka wai ru ku che ko jam ke
right Kian background thing I went to cheat the near piang and to there one and told in Kian very important one book emphasize a math book Jieng book where are we coming from? Now you will bente and jamutin man, knowing that when they are related to talk about all this, which Benjamin Pan Yelwell has a race. Okay, parents, and I'm glad I'm talking here as a parent. I got a 6-year-old daughter. Can I call be to be into a call that anti just because I do not care. I got a daughter to protect. I got a daughter that in 6-7 years I should be talking to her about this issue. So okay, conversation can yuko very hard man jamo lakini necessary. Panchu bentin kana. I am admitting the very first day think the period ke ben kalas. They open up. Both of them. Okay, your parents ben here wouldn't met with a man can we jam about it. Sex education. So okay, you okay hard in comment you all of the getting down where we came from and our culture. But breaking the barriers now, how do we break barriers? One, let us accept sex regarded as culture. Okay. Culture, I believe, take a long for pleasure. Okay. Sex is for immediate, but Biden, it's something different. So how do we protect young women and young girls? Because long Biden in Kaya how to protect ourselves for her first encounter. But which is okay. We need to be considerate. But then encourage as we have this conversation, be fair. And then could you marry now your rom pinchly and to benton gonna chang the entire one kuchang duan kuchang and to tinakin could you rom pinchly and bichang the acapity kubala twangadi. I think in a book law, so breaking the barriers around conversation around this issue in a law.
Okay, a good point. Education could open communication from parents to any round when in Mutsulia between all of Gray. We just need open communication. So it cannot it were up yet the call yeah. Yen what you told me color man social media near Ben B. You want to work on Janin. Kay ko ci ga yong e da gran ko o ci yong ki dit bari yena kin wete jaga ting ke je ben bi kin wete ke ga kin wete kin ga yong wala ye ko ke tian chan ci ko bu ben bi chan man yong e ran bin a ci la dum go tik diar ke pe baro rai ga yong ya yong chen ru ga yong ci ke ben bi ye ga ri ke gu wala ye ga wala ke ke lo in our community. Because in the Western, I get paid, same like video page. So actually only one way traffic. But in our community, you want only one gender in not prevalent more.
Well, look, a personal choice being able and because it issue and then legal repercussions. And good jam out there, actually their lives and that of others, I check it out at risks. Because quite common I jam through others. Ku kitchen evidence here. Kilo 10 years ago, can be documented. Can I loyalty legally or brand the Kekoi Chicagore Dicky Sue? Kachingalui road defended. Chingalui road defend. My not yen, a Kanaja Koiko react not to because you think it was an offense. But I can be named you have to prove yourself. It's an injury. I can any recorded video. I can anything to record it. I would assume they would rather keep quiet rather than begin making their lives hard, pursuing some legal caden. Aguchi, what I kadang tong most of the kadang chaka kwen on social media, some of the stories are quite heartbreaking. Na indeed chikaraloy. Why would you think that other than seeking legal, other than seeking justice, why would you think a mere media getting social media posts would heal or would help you heal, honestly? And I encourage coining that audacity to ban out already and expressing their views and anger and experiences. Naning to lewe road ke instead buku chato just ke social media thing. It would be good buku baby as well and pursue right means. You can loyalty in Biden. Some men I think are victimized because of perhaps sort of relationships talking to when there. Rana ke road up in getting a quite ben be man to local in a rapists list. We story can explain your mutual law. Roar yeka when you well. Chairman chile beke victims. Chiramchin feelings. This is a nature. Roria there feels. And there are also feels and naenyan chineng that attraction to someone. Who maybe I think the other person at an interest of Benankaloy or maybe Bedagam. Or that particular moment. Most of sexual assaults are low when people are under influence. Sexual assault judge are low to nengen career say for example Naira and Chubut or maybe Chedekmo and continue that body changes, so you wanted to have sex by all means in court, but she will try to do something.
Guys, these guys.
So she will try to do something. She will try to do something. Be sure that be more benign feelings towards you as well. So definitely they will do something to allure men's
Sorry,
no, I'm talking as you look after kids, which is okay. I understand. Yeah, and I'm looking at Latonia as well. So they can do anything to allure women, men to becoming sex with them. So it could be a little bit touching men here and there for them becoming that sexual arousal and big feeling sex or to do it. So men would get into catch their will and they will do it. Now the reason check Ben Yalakin. One, a cultural. In our culture, it's easy to come out, which is okay and we respect. But Ben be I've had sex, chin consent, because one there even near cock real red raw face, range cake, and even you will yet just to get them Ben into that conversation. They are there and thing. But actually big Ben be because they find it culturally and in quote they find it inappropriate to talk about women to take alert to becoming sexual kind of relationship with them. That was before. Right now I think it's more of legal repercussions. It's more of yelong whole thing. Could you chain evidence here there to make your case genuine? What would be the point? So I think culture, kujala legal repercussions are to not to open enough.
Okay. Yen inde nga yen kina chat ber. Chana piet be ko ngi. Che nyir ke pe. Roria hal be affected by sexual assault. So kina yin ya kwa answer. But culture da. Culture there. It kind dwine. So it's very hard to male to come out. But I can't look affected. So kina yin ya. So we community bag jati. Nyir ga kwa ben bi. Where I can be, but there's you cannot talk both ways, but we need to support each other. Even wood to glory. A question there in vanity in the inwal. Wobito. Yen young advice, but lay near a kaikwa. The ben be, imane. Near can ben be affected by sexual assault one way or another. Engage your word matquaya, kia victim of those your advice. Ran kin ben be yung the ballet base panto was in long ato. I love ben be Laura and the law willing a chicken loy who near only Mikulay. Ika chirka, how can Bucky yung the ballet victims? Assaulted, who how can we move together as a community because support get coin and get cake loy. How can we bring all this together? Pan long yellow young advice the victims.
Yeah, thank you, Winnie and Golo. This talk show at a con like I win, and I will also remind viewers, man, that watch experts and expert in any sexual kind of whether a relationship or sexual assault or sexual harassment or any sort of sexual education, and expert in it. I'm talking member of the community who as an activist and expressing my own views, what I think with regard to the issue to attend at the moment. So chiran chileben quote kulwelo kai kana chilwelo le kwachinga chilwelo. But then if you find it within the scope of this conversation, kateket. Tinen yo kelwel ato ne long ye ke jamoti ni ye kola o wednom jamoti ni kola ku ye yo ke kelom kelabalwela kin advice to him, of which may not be from an expert, but I would say my opinion. Firstly, if na a victim, whether you can lawyer or one theo, well you can there, I would advise you to seek medical advice. Seek medical advice, being law advice, or being whichever way is Luyanin affected thing. It could be mentally, which is something definite. Anyway, like Chimenako with these stories for the last 10, 15 years. So the first thing support Bakolo Iran, seek medical advice. And think on your GP, or they will refer you to anyone else, be one, to any support Bakolo. Number two, coining stories, Chikakayo, gathering evidence. Okay, that and they know this did happen. Okay, please seek legal advice. It is important because you are not just speaking out. Inchi jam just for the sake jam. In jam because you wanted a chiroloyin, but a chikor benanga and a roba lawyer. And therefore, Kilibethul belong the concho. So, in Iran, in na road, in an evidence, to K and Joroloyin, Kuchalapanakim, G in advice, the next move support below, Lord Tonkoigalong. Open a case, say that you deserve justice. Because in no way, and I do not condone, and I would say it here 100%. That I do not condone, neither do I support any sexual harassment. Has to go on record. So can natural law in Iran can come out and report it. Thirdly, let us be mindful. Let us be mindful, whether you're perpetrators or you're victims, we got to be considerate. Alleged to have committed, whether you're raped or whatever it is, any sexual assault, consider it a human. And subjecting them to public prosecution, a public prosecution, actually legal prosecution. It is also another crime, it is also injustice, attack exposed to cannot be affected mentally, be affected socially, be affected economically. They will not get jobs. For example, now lawyer exposed Google man, potential employee, accuse the story. Well, for others, okay, long to know long chera kumbi yo kachelo. For others, they would be like, oh, okay, so he's a rapist. We conclude, yeah, and that person, the life they are affected. Although it's in legal backup told they know that Rankin did actually commit that crime, and he or she was convicted. But because it's exposed for a kakakedia, victims who got affected by this, and now too. Although I really encourage, I believe in change, and I believe the more more jump, because jump, by the way, nothing else, and therefore what are important. And conversation can spark, and that's why we are here now about it, because be a necessary conversation in our community. But let us be realistic here.
Hey, any wal ku jawe viewers. Chodana bitok. Topping look discuss it cool. Yeah, and it's put right when. Yeah, and I'm a journalist, but this is my hobby. This is what I can do for community. Damandian Chanlao. By member community, when they keep be benang views, we can express about certain topics when you get discussed, who are affected. So topic down look discuss one. Keep your looming a key victim. Ye part of present victim. Then get your dang kilwell. The locken yin, kicking in low. Kiki locken yin, pal. Watching give will them work victimized by any means. So you want to expert on this. But this issue, according to can be discussed. And even next time, there could be more people being jam about this. Then in we can different views, especially along in year. They are really really encouraged. We are taking part on this issue. Yinde wobato ke en bal jalo ke cracker. Aning we do final remarks. Bakalwel ke bigray ke bakalwel kubuku tiyo can abdeng chuku token and few announcement kin bakajang for the show. So aning final remark baloy we quite opinion kuning ran question ko see on this kin la question ba gorten ko ba ledeng lwa ku be so furta done ya nyira kai kwandai ya wora kai kwandai kuning ran ke ko gor about this topic ke gar question piniten ko ba ben ti deng. So then take it away. Your final remarks.
Yeah. Thank you, Conman. As we conclude, could maybe a few questions, the Nengen questions, a lot about it, and it's good. Such a very short interview, which is really, I like it. Time to watch it. 30 minutes, an hour is not. It's not that bad. So, Kito King Koipo. Pan gonna watch your kajet. But the boy laughing, a book we accepting. Kajui book your Biden. Because at a time, there is no tomorrow. You will look in a book at all, a book discuss tomorrow. Because tomorrow can bank your walk over to ya. Tomorrow, book look in a book reserve a bebe like a book discuss me at you or do panda. Well, but not now, and not so soon. And therefore, yes, sexual education, drugs, and whether alcohol and other drugs. Because I very contentious issues now in our community, because I your way na jam about them. But kekai facts pane kekai karele bite met ke kon yo mintum de details that be 10 12 14 ka kom ka face a sex could drug like it or not ran jam ke can be met ke kon face but na chuku that conversation chuku be men jam wo ka wo zadu wo method amya ke jola lo rakana jiyel kwa chika lakini ka kero ka ko bugo baby ku we walk jam zadu. But how do we talk to our loved ones? That's another thing as well. you could approach it. How can we confront these issues? Yes, sexual education but it's comprehensive because by it actually embrace as in it is normal. It's all one actually normal. And I assume Mandy, she will not do it. So Manjamu, I would really encourage parents who, and I'm glad I'm a parent as well. Kai conversation immediately to meeting changes. Yeah, adolescents. This conversation in book will well drugs, sex, and drugs. Because effects could impact then pay. Who can toll on us socially, economically, physically, mentally. So Calvin Akobuke considered Kukebuga a priority. When do you know that so and so are under influence of drugs? Yeah, when you smell, because there are some drugs that you can't smell. Some even I think you can't even notice. Bangino, we need to come down ya jama kubugo rupio kake ya pane yako kwa kedang dika na chika medla yomya kechi ko biba ya pewe. Number 2, if such things are chika notice, kajuku polo ke lwela kaji chen pio kachi kankui kachi your way kachi mar. No, that conversation not a mutual way. A mutual way. So what we need to is acknowledge the fact that, okay, are you engaged in drugs? Okay, do you take alcohol? You take meow? Okay, you need to know such things. Now, you don't say straight away, you know what, but come to the table and say, well, how can we work on this? What times can you be going out with your friends, although you may not tell him or her to go and drink, but you get to know when he goes out, he or she goes out, and this is why I get to beg friends for some days, because they don't want to come home drunk. Parents care, they don't want to come home. They can then either hangovers or running a feeling okay for whatever they have heard, whether they have had sex, they do not want to come. Could be parents preventing. I know conversation gonna is very controversial. I know running divided opinions around it, but to be honest, working in this sector of which I avoided minuan, but I really running platforms I would say it now and on and on and on until Buku ensure that the real conversation is happening within our families, it's happening within our communities, and this is where we can even adapt so easily. To sorry, Anjiba, better pay and question to paint and question. Well and good.
Yeah, na chin question targeting ke eti pinyi den ku question kien won targeting I think I enough for today. Section ka bigya yi jachi so that koi be ke bala boy ki bia bot wo koi lo yen ya u ba neng other thing bigeting so in deng lwal nun ku jawe biowet we chagle chan chaga tuning in ki a lo yan chi ti de gede yan chi ti de member chana ko ye nen bi ko benen wo chi wonen but the key important a message be it speaker chi mandu ninde we ran blocking dan chi yo man ke live ani apiat ping dan we ba ngor le wele piat ping so in cha late for your time in deng lwal nun we viewers another time about them anning girls perspective bito ka ba ngor ke ba ko support ba be won ki in time ki ro do yo neng ran won cha go yo ga available long year pa piet neng ran be a bit of a side long year about sexual assault present ko be deng bi jam overall ci man ken deng ken ka ba ben but I think ka cha wel ben deng a ci kan ka ba ku ci ka cha man ken nyir cha jam ka issues been we got affected both ways ka cha ga so in the for coming to Coleman Hot Talk Show I'm looking forward for more issues when we going to discuss can this platform any contemporary issues one when ke lu affected or lu benefit ka ko bu ga discuss. So any topic when lu affected or lu benefiting ko ku ko ke platform ben information we are here together. So in late for coming on tonight. Yen yimba jadiel nyai, and I think you to win your panel maga jadiel to win.
Yep.
Yeah. So yimba jadiel nyai, thank you for coming. Kwam bigda jaloi, and then few yim jamur gi jada igada ko, and then few announcement bagaloi. And then topic you love an interested topic bang bagabe nyala legend. So and then you can let me know next time. So thank you for coming.
That's all right. Thank you so much.
Yimba janyai. Yen we viewers, deng lwal nu na cha lech, presentation den chi loy, it was really good. Aye ke ken ping yin e chi logen yin. Ki yen tader abe ngor ke be gdai. Tader ki dong we be rande ba the cooler. So can chan we viewers for coming in. Yen announcement, ning few announcement kin ba lel about the show. Yen aning gichi aning few topics ka bange jam we ko question ko cha ke go yo bag interview but kage yinge topic bange jam tine kuneng interest can nang ba ben le by about these topics ka piet by inbox ku batin by schedule kitwen daman kine a financial year so tax return abro loy man but ko anning a lot of issues ke are involved I go kum lawyer and tax return all this so kine I topic ina niar anning ko ke tax agents ke ko ku ne ran law kan niar batam de bayen work ku bay on the show then what be ima ben teach question relating to tax return we are benefiting members ko can ko je jaga kum daman tax either be kum through channeling or whatever the case might be it can get up yet ben ko be educated so tax returns and tax agents kwanto kinge ken ila by inbox ku by eventing by schedule another topic there kwa jamtin red kwa pia ben ya jamtin too much mental health issues in our community and kwa lui in the sector mental health kiye na niar baga inbox and then ku bugo mental health issues bugo ben discuss the topic there dia ban jam kaka ban jam in the next few days or weeks ikage there ban jam sin financial frauds ban jam can a lot of issues affecting our communities long finance lebe be ran care bank lebe broker be care all these frauds so in the western world how come they were educated so can I yinia yeah nan chi be red we ko so kaga ti kega ka bagalwel we chagale we ko die and keep checking this page and then video bakega lo here kon le bigi koy kun be nge bi jak de la wo yen ci la do ben live but then video ba here ke ba cha yo nge ke lo we ko ki abe it's something we are relevant can work in our lives daily lives so we check le we koy ke dai we koy ba la dai le ku inga bi atok e konmen hot talk shogun thank you and what we just took from there good night